Just a couple of quick pregame announcements. We'd like to remind you that the Guelph Griffin Athletic Center is a non-smoking facility as well. Alcohol is not permitted in the stands or anywhere inside the athletic center. If you have an emergency during the game, please find one of our event staff in the yellow shirts, and please adhere to a spectator code of conduct at all times, treating all players, coaches, and officials with respect throughout the game. Thank you in advance. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to the Guelph Griffin Athletic Center, where today it's OSBA quarterfinal basketball action featuring Vaughn Prep taking on Athlete Institute Prep. We will have your starting lineups in a moment, but first, to honor Canada, we ask that you please stand and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. And now here are the starting lineups. First for the visitors on the scoreboard. Wearing blue, Vaughn Prep. A 6'3" guard, number 0, Taryn Todd. A 6-foot guard, number 5, Ryan Nembhard. A 6'3" guard, number 12, Wazir Latif. A 6'7" forward, number 21, Ryan Brooks. And a 6'4" guard, number 24, Kevin Evan Bagaroo. Vaughn Prep is coached by Gus Gymnopoulos with his assistants John Glazakos and Claude Nembhard. And now here are the starting 5 for the home team wearing gray, Athlete Institute Prep. A 6'3" guard, number 1, Sam Routens. A 6'3" guard, number 5, Keyshawn Bartholomew. A 6'7" forward, number 14, Giovanni Scott. A 6'10" forward, number 15, Ben Hendricks. And a 6'5" guard, number 23, Lugans Dort. Athlete Institute Prep is coached by Charles Hantumakos with his assistants Fez Ahmed and Brandon Ennis. The officials for today's quarterfinal, Andes Vanitas, Troy Bennett and Heidi Jaskalinen.
Welcome to OSBA TV. It is the first day of final championship Athlete Institute and Vaughan Prep. I'm Kelsey Wright Johnson. I'll be doing play-by-play, and here is Ryan Greco with the color.
Hey, what's going on, Kelsey? How are we all doing out there in YouTube land? And what a matchup we have in the very first round going up against, as we have Vaughn taking on AI Prep to kick off these playoffs. I'm a little out of practice, folks. You're going to have to forgive me.
It's all good. So Athlete Institute is the 3rd seed right now, Ryan. They're 13-3 in the season. Vaughan Voyageurs wearing blue. The number 6 seed, and the first bucket goes to Sam Routon's a 3. Just as I was saying that, though, Vaughan is 9-7 on the season. And Ryan, are you surprised that Sam Routon's first bucket of the game is a 3-pointer from the top?
No, not at all, especially when you consider the dads in the crowd right now cheering him on. Leo is in the building cheering on AI Prep, and once he gets that shot off, I'm sure that brought a smile to his face to kick off this game.
Lugenstort from the same spot puts it in again, make it 6-0.
And a very ideal beginning for AI Prep in this game. Getting off, when they shoot the ball well, they are almost unstoppable when it comes. It doesn't matter who they're going up against in this league. It's the reason they're the number 3 seed.
There we go. Ryan Nemhart puts Vaughn on the board. And Ryan, the first 3 players to score in this game, are we surprised at all that it's those 3?
No, not at all. I mean, these are all BioSteel level competitors. These are either guys that have a little bit of experience in the game, or at some point probably will. And when you see that kind of offensive movements.
Giovanni Scott, a beautiful move to the bucket. Better defense, however, by Vaughn's Ryan Brooks, one of my favorite players to watch. So smart on the offensive and defensive ends.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ryan Brooks, he's going to be a huge factor for this team. Standing at just 6'7", but just so wide, so strong, built almost like a college lineman there when he's working in the paint. And he's one of the few guys in this league that can take that charge effectively against Giovanni Scott driving to the basket.
He's also really good, Ryan, at using that big body that you talked about to his advantage on the offensive end. And I think we're going to get a good glimpse of that with him going up against Ben Hendricks of AI.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's got premier footwork. And when you have good footwork with a size like his, but there's a strip by Scott who's got some even better hands.
Here's Scott now in the open. He gets it to Keyshawn Barthélemy just off, and Lugenstort is there to clean it up.
And you can't allow AI Prep to get those offensive boards like that on the fast break.
Taryn Todd goes up on the other end. Keyshawn Barthélemy called with the foul.
Barthélemy, that's going to be his first of the game. 8:22 to go here. AI Prep still holding on to an 8-2 lead. Vaughn seeing if they can maybe get some of these guards in a bit of foul trouble.
Taryn Todd is good for 1. He's got 1 more at the line, Ryan. Taryn Todd is going to have to have a pretty big game here for Vaughn if they're going to upset the number 3 Athlete Institute.
Well, for sure. They're going to need to be firing on all sides. All of their best players are going to need to have some big moments in this game at some point.
Here's AI now coming back the other way. 8-4 is the score early in the first. Lugenstort up top. Last year's BioSteel All-Canadian, and he's showing why on the left-hand side, high off the glass for 2.
Well, Ryan Brooks did a great job of staying home and defending the paint there, but unfortunately he did everything right up until the last couple of steps there by Lugenstort. Doesn't even put his hands up, just gives him the basket. You can't afford to do that to Lugenstort. Time in and time out, he's going to make you pay.
Here's Taryn Todd, gets it inside. Ryan Brooks now in the middle of the key. Like you said, Ryan, beautiful footwork, just couldn't finish there. Here's Giovanni Scott now on the other end, blocked by Wazir Latif. Taryn Todd, a little bit out of control there, gets it into Brooks. Brooks goes up, he gets the foul. That one's going to go to Sam Routons, and Brooks will go to the line for 2.
Well, it wasn't pretty, but the Vaughan Voyageurs will definitely take it after falling early in this game. You can see a quick look on the replay here. Loses the ball for a second there, tries to go behind the defender, but Dort right there, but finds the open man, and that's the importance of when your big guys can run the floor like that, like a Ryan Brooks, you're going to give yourself multiple opportunities to get yourself a little bit closer and biting into that lead.
Ryan, we often compare someone on TRC, Dion Edgum, to Shaquille Keith. Is Ryan Brooks that kind of similar bully in the paint?
Absolutely, but he's more of a stay-at-home, power forward-centric kind of player. You don't necessarily see him taking a lot of attacks off the dribble and off the top of the key like those other guys. But here's Hendricks, goes up and throws it down. Ben Hendricks introducing himself into the playoffs here in the OSBA Championships.
Ben Hendricks was introduced as one of the BioSteel All-Canadians this year. A lot of people saying Ben Hendricks? Like, where did he come from? And he's proving in this game so far in the first 3 minutes, Ryan, that he deserves to be there. A huge jam to bring the lead to 12-5 with just under 7 minutes left to go in the first.
Well, so far he's forced 2 turnovers and 1 massive dunk, so we'll see if we're going to get more from him moving forward.
Ryan Nemhart just too long. Nobody rebounds. Vaughn is going to grab the offensive rebound. 10 seconds now on the shot clock. Taryn Todd from the right-hand side, just short. Another offensive rebound, Ryan.
Excellent work there, but Todd has to knock down those open threes. 7 seconds on the shot clock now. There's another open look.
Wazir Latif, that one long as well. Finally, Ben Hendricks cleans it up.
Those are shots you have to make if you're Vaughn. You can't allow AI Prep to be given second and third opportunities, and that's why right there with a great finish at the rim by Barthélemy.
AI is one of those teams, Ryan, that if you don't have absolutely perfect transition defense, they're going to score every single time.
Well said, and you also have to be shooting exceptionally well from behind the arc.
Latif puts it up. That one just short. Giovanni Scott with the board.
You see Coach Gus walking away there on the Vaughn bench, kind of turns his back in frustration a little bit there. He knows his guys are getting the looks. They just have to knock them down.
Here's Routens now. Drives baseline. Turnaround jumper, no good. Brooks down with it.
And that's what you want. You want to force him off the dribble. Can't let him get set. That Sam Routens, that is.
Taryn Todd now up to Wazir Latif. Latif over to Nemhart. They find Brooks.
Ooh.
A nice backdoor pass into Kevin Ivabagaru.
That's fantastic there. We'll see if they go back to that again. Ryan Brooks gets the elbows out just a little bit, shows his size. Ben Hendricks doesn't want to get in and get an early foul, so they find the open man. Excellent passing there by Brooks.
Yeah, the good thing about that play too is that everyone is so kind of wanting to cover Brooks because they know how dangerous he is and how big of an impact he can make, that, you know, if someone's going to go back door, they're going to be wide open because there's so many eyes on Brooks.
There's a missed opportunity with Todd missing the dunk, and Hendricks now throws it down.
Another jam for the big man on AI. Ryan, a timeout is called for Vaughn. It is 16-7 early in the first.
This is a good decision there. They're going to need that opportunity to kind of stop for a moment here, as you can see that there is, actually, I don't think they're going to call the timeout here.
Oh, excuse me.
But, you know, one thing we're consistently seeing here with this game so far has been just missed opportunities for Vaughn. We'll see if they can maybe get a couple stops.
Vaughn isn't playing the best basketball that they can play right now. I feel like they've come out a little bit scared. And it might be that it's the playoffs. It might be that it's going to be an upset if they win. But they're not going as hard as we've seen Vaughn go this season.
The story so far has been, can they knock him down?
Yeah. So that last foul went to Taryn Todd. That's his first of the game. Here's Wazir Latif. Finally, Vaughn able to connect from beyond the three.
That's a big shot for them, because if they had missed another one, they would have found themselves in quite the hole and possibly a necessary timeout. But instead, now they're just down by 7. But they need this stop still.
Lugan-Stort up top. Over to Kobe Lamb. Barthélemy now gets himself in the middle. Over to Kobe Lamb, one of the best shooters on this team. Takes a step in from the three, Ryan, and puts it up. That's nothing but air.
Yeah, that's not a shot he necessarily wants to force up.
Wazir Latif from the same spot. Can he go back-to-back? Not quite. Kobe Lamb comes down with the board.
Yeah, both Vaughn players fighting over the ball, and nobody ends up getting it.
Lugan-Stort grabs the board, puts it off the glass, and it's good. Gotta get a body and box him out, because he can jump out of the gym, Ryan.
Well, that's one problem that we're seeing on the matchups here. Lugan-Stort, look who he's guarding. That would be Ryan Nembard, who gives up about 3 or 4 inches in height and maybe about 40 pounds overall. And every single time that we've seen Lugan-Stort go up and finish, as there's going to be an offensive turnover there. But every time that we've seen Lugan-Stort finishing under the rim, it's been Ryan Nembard who's had to try and box him out. As you take another look at the replay there of that earlier play. And the turnover, of course, was on number 24, Ivabagaru.
Sam Routens from the same spot that he hit it to kick the game off. It's just short there, and fatigue is going to start playing a factor. Taryn Todd goes up. Thought he was going to get hit there. Great body control in the air as Lugan-Stort kind of backed away, and now they're at 12, Ryan, still kind of remaining that 7-point deficit.
Yes, they are. Excellent move there by Todd, 6'3" guard out of Vaughn. Excellent body control, showing off the athleticism. Here's a guy with some athleticism himself. Dort finds it
Dort.
inside, and there's going to be a foul.
The
Nope.
no-look pass, Ryan. There's going to be a travel there on Mabeni Nam.
And Mabeni Nam, he's been somebody that's been looked to try and make a lot of different movements, a lot of different development, later in this season due to injuries. To other
AI
players.
now, Ryan, they're in a 2-3 zone. Vaughn taking advantage of that. Ryan Nemhart, the floater on the right-hand side. Keyshawn Bartholomew now. Vaughn still in a man-to-man D. Kicks it over to Routens. Routens to Dort. Dort rejects the screen, gets it into Nam. Nam, no travel this time. The stop and pop is no good, and Vaughn comes down with the board.
And no spin on that shot there. Nice behind the back move there by Nemhard.
Nemhart gets it out. Wazir Latif. Back to Nemhart. 12 on the shot clock. Latif. Up top. Todd to Nemhart. Wide open. That's going to be a 2 if it goes. No good. Didn't hit the rim, so no shot clock there. Sam Routens now in the open court. Goes up. That one's no good, and there's going to be a foul called on Taryn Todd.
There's some aggressiveness you like to see out of Routens, as that's going to be a second personal foul on Todd. You like to see the aggressiveness in transition, as we'll take a quick replay here. Gets it off of the turnover, comes right in, sees he only has a man to beat, decides he's going to go right up there, and I don't think Todd was expecting that, as his feet were still shuffling and moving as Routens went up to the basket. Sam Routens last year playing at St. Michael's College before transferring this year to AI Prep.
He's had a pretty good season with AI this year, Ryan. We were there when he scored 39 points. Do you remember that game?
Of course.
That
How
was
can
a
you forget?
season high for him, hitting 9 3-pointers in one game.
Very impressive shooting display that day. Just could not miss. Didn't matter how quickly they closed him out. If he had a clean look at the rim, forget it. That was going in.
This one just short. Ryan, this foul shot has been short for him, and his last three-pointer was short. And we talked about fatigue earlier in this game. Is that going to play a factor this early in the game? I mean, these guys, if they win, they've got 3 games if they make it to the final in 3 days.
I think right now it's just more of a matter of depth perception, because now we've seen 3 players that are considerably known for their shooting airball it. And when you play, when you play the majority of your season in an arena, or in a gym where the wall's pretty much finished where these bleachers begin, that's an adjustment. That's always going to be an adjustment for a shooter, no matter what new gym you're going to be playing in. And also keep in mind, I mean, the lighting here is a little bit different. Absolutely gorgeous facility regardless. But it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, and we're clearly seeing that from some of the better shooters in the country right now, as even they're having some challenges getting adjusted so far. But it will change. You definitely going to see more shooting.
Lugens Dort, that one just short. A big rebound for Zach Vidal-Henry.
And even Dort, there's another guy who can really stroke it from beyond the arc. And he's even short. It's a real thing.
I can always remember, Ryan, I played at Ryerson and we played at U of T once a year. A big bucket there for Vaughn, but we played at U of T once a year, and I always remember the depth there. I just could not adjust.
Especially from the sides. It's just different, right? You're not seeing the backboard. You see all the way back.
Kobe Lamb, there we go. That's
feet.
what we were talking about. He's one of the best shooters in this league. Misses one short.
And one thing, though, that one person who didn't have a problem, though, was Alex Thielen, as he knocked down a 3 earlier to make this a 2-point game.
Wazir Latif to take the lead. It's in! And Vaughn has their first lead of the game, Ryan, 20-19.
Well, Vaughn has made it clear that they're going to keep shooting it, and at some point AI Prep is going to have to start closing out on these shots, or else this could become a very, very interesting game very quickly, as it has.
8 seconds to go. Sam Routens, that's the person whose hands I would want it in that last 2 seconds, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter, Ryan. Vaughn leads the way, 20-19.
Impressive shooting display in the second half of that quarter there, as you could see Vaughn starting to figure it out a little bit, making the most of their second and third chance opportunities. AI Prep, a little bit of a slow start, but this is a team that we have seen a few times throughout the regular season kind of get a little, almost need a little bit of a kick in the you-know-where to get themselves moving and flowing. But one thing that they have been doing incredibly well has been that transition offense. It's been almost unstoppable.
I think the big thing that going into this huddle for AI that they're going to be talking about, Ryan, is the offensive rebounds. The only way that Vaughan gets back into the game after they gave up that lead at the beginning is getting those offensive rebounds and having those second and third chance points.
Absolutely, and I couldn't have said it anything more than that. Moving forward, one person I'm also going to be looking to see to make a few more adjustments and a few more offensive impacts here is going to be Ryan Nembhard, as he's done a very good job this year of running this offense. This is a Vaughan team that's vastly improved from last year as far as their roster and size go. So moving forward, it's just going to be very interesting to see if they're going to be able to keep up with AI Prep's athleticism, because so far they've done an excellent job keeping up with their shooting.
You said it, Ryan. We'll be back for second quarter action. Welcome back to OSBA TV. Kelsey Wright-Johnson, Ryan Greco, bringing you second quarter action between AI Prep and Vaughan Prep.
It's been a fascinating game so far, as Vaughn with the 1-point lead. We'll see if they're going to continue that good fortune. Unfortunately, though, as I say it, there's a turnover, and AI Prep has a chance to take back the lead.
And just like that, turnover after turnover, Ryan, it must be a little bit of playoff jitters. And again, like you said, it's an unfamiliar gym that neither of them have played in this year. But moving into later in the second quarter, they're going to have to really get it together. AI giving up an 8-point lead. Vaughn finally taking it after playing very timid in the first half of the first quarter. Here's Nembhard for Vaughn. Gets it over to Thielen. Thielen, no good. Ben Hendricks down with the board.
I wouldn't feel too bad if I were him. Still shooting 50% from behind the arc.
And he had a really big three, actually. The first one kind of when Vaughn was in that spiral down. So he kind of got them back into the game, let's say. Now on the other end, Kobe Lamb out to Scott. Scott puts up a three, and it's good for AI.
See, I can live with Giovanni Scott taking a three anywhere on the floor except those corners. He's made it clear time and again, if you watch the game tape on him, he loves those corner threes. He loves getting himself open. It's a groove spot for him, and there's one thing that Vaughn is going to have to do is keep him off of those corners and just make it difficult for him to get to those hot zones where he can be so effective and so deadly for AI Prep.
There's an off-ball foul there for AI's JJ Sador, so it's going to be Vaughn ball now on the baseline. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Latif up top. Latif kicks it out to Nembhard. Orangeville Prep, Athlete Institute Prep still showing that 2-3 zone. Latif spots up from the top of the three. No good. Here's Barthélemy over to Lamb. Lamb, hand down, man down, puts it up. That one is short.
You can see he hesitated there. Nice find inside.
Ryan Brooks. Those are shots that Brooks does not miss in the regular season, Ryan. We said before the game that he was going to have a really big game for the Voyagers, and so far we're not seeing it.
No, we aren't, but you have to also give Giovanni Scott credit on that one as he came flying in from the other side. And you see him right there.
Go. A big block by Giovanni Scott. No one there to help him out after and grab that rebound. Nembhard puts it in for two.
And this is the important thing, though. If you're an AI Prep, the kind of downside of running such a hurry-up offense and transition is that sometimes guys don't have the energy to get back, and that's something that you have to be willing to do if you're going to run this style of offense.
Here's Kobe Lamb. Finds Ben Hendricks. Ben Hendricks goes up. That one's good.
Very impressive finish there by Hendricks. Looks to the referee for something, but I'll give that one to Brooks. He went straight up, hands up. Just because there's contact doesn't mean it's a foul.
Hendricks has had all three of his baskets, all 6 points, Ryan, from that left side of the floor. He's got a big block there. Really making a home for himself over on the left block.
Well, this is his first game since being selected to the BioSteel. And there's a big throwdown by Ryan Brooks.
There we go. That's what we like to see from Brooks. Hopefully that'll get his confidence up for the rest of the game.
Number 21, a huge factor for this team this year. Big reason why they're in the playoffs with the 6th seed.
Here's Barthélemy up top. There's going to be a foul there on Zach Vidal-Henry.
And that's a bit of a silly foul. Henry getting caught being a little bit lazy there. You can see him reaching in. Easy call for the referee. And here's a quick look at the defensive effort by Giovanni Scott. And there's Ryan Nembhard putting it back in. Nice find on the inside. Hendricks takes the contact, puts it in to tie this game up. And then there's the throwdown.
The jam by Ryan Brooks.
Yeah, you don't think he can get up that high. He's a big man. He's going to take a rest now, actually, as there's a substitution on the floor.
Yep, there's a steal there by Nembhard. Kicks it over to Vidal-Henry. It's knocked out of bounds by Vaughn last, so it is going to be AI ball on the baseline. That's an unfortunate turnover for Vaughn in a tie game. Again, 24-24, just under 7 minutes left to go in the first half. There's a couple substitutions on for both teams.
Yeah, so Quincy Ekposi is now in for Vaughn, as is Jazz Sangu, came in the previous whistle.
I like Sangu. I liked watching him this season.
Yeah, he was a very...
It'll be a fun matchup between him and Ben Hendricks.
And that's the thing about Sanga. He's another one of these additions to this team from last year that, I mean, having that size, that was really the kind of downside of Vaughn's team last year. They had amazing guards, amazing talent on the wings. It's just that you were kind of playing musical chairs between the forwards and the guards because really just kind of the longest guys were getting those reps in the post. But now you have guys like Sanga and Brooks in there putting in the work, and it's just made such a difference for this team and has allowed the guards to play like guards.
And on top of that, they have a huge grade 9 guard that they just got this year in Ryan Nembhard, who's a great captain for, and I mean captain as in like captain of the ship, like he's running the show for this Vaughn team. And
we're going to make something clear here. I mean, Nembhard, his odds on finishing at Vaughn in his high school career, he's so talented, you wouldn't be shocked if you see him at a place like Montverde Academy later in his high school career. But even if Vaughn just gets 1 or 2 years out of his high school career here, what a difference he can make for this program.
Ben Hendricks is called for that foul. That's his first of the game, and Akposi will go to the charity stripe for 2.
And that's what you want to see from your guys coming off the bench, making impacts right away, fearless, attacking the rim. Didn't get a chance to finish on that one. However, you know, as soon as if you're bringing in guys that are making a difference right away, you've got to be feeling good if you're Coach Giannopoulos over there in Vaughan.
Ryan, a pretty low-scoring first half to this second quarter. Why?
I just think guys aren't making their shots right now. You're seeing a lot of missed threes. Both of these teams are very comfortable from shooting the three-point line. But they've been kind of missing so badly that a lot of guys are hesitating now.
Sam Routens from the 3. That one's no good. A big rebound there for Nembhard.
Yeah, I think he just climbed a ladder.
Beautiful pass into Wazir Latif. Lugens Dort jumped out of the gym to try and block that one. Latif, a little pump fake, goes up off the glass, and it's good. There's going to be a foul called there on number 10 for
actually,
Vaughn.
I think it's Eva Bagaru that got called for the foul there because he was there on the reach-in.
Oh, there we go. I think there's a technical foul there as well.
Yeah. He was frustrated, and now he's going to take a seat, and
coming
in as Ryan Brooks.
He's got 2 fouls now. A good substitution to bring Brooks back into the game, and for Athlete Institute, they're going to bring Keyshawn Barthélemy back in.
Yeah. And that's frustrating, though. If you're Eva Bagaru, it's a frustrating moment when you've got Lugens Dort charging in on you like that. But unfortunately, it's not his fault that he's a very big and strong player.
I mean, a little bit his fault for going to the gym.
Yes, but the point that we're just trying to make at this moment is when your feet are moving and you're reaching in like that, just because he's able to knock you off balance because he's a bit bigger and stronger, it doesn't mean that you're any less responsible for the foul. And that's why you have to make sure that you have to recognize if you've got a bigger and stronger guard coming in on you, you got to get those feet set and you got to hold it. And you got to just be able to be willing to take the contact.
Yeah, that's the same play that Ryan Brooks took at the beginning of the game. He set his feet.
Exactly.
Put
against
his hands
Giovanni
down.
Scott. Yes.
There we go.
Exactly. You know, you got to be willing to take those hits.
Here's Dort now up top for AI. Passes it into Barthélemy. Pulls up for the mid-range jumper. Off the glass is no good. Senga finally grabs that board.
There's a
Yeah, he
out of bounds.
touched the line there. You could see it all. We're all the way up top in the very top of the arena, and I could see it from here. That back foot just stepping out. It's going to be AI ball now. Just under 6 minutes left to go in the first half. Here's Barthélemy now for AI.
For people at home, if to give you a reference, basically where the camera is, that's where we're reporting this from.
Here's Dort. Pulls it back out. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Releases from 3, and it's good. The first 3 of the quarter, Ryan.
I love that shot there. Great shot selection. Uses the big man Hendricks to work off the screen. Just sees enough daylight, gets his feet set. He knew exactly what he wanted to do when he did it, and as a result, he's got a nice couple of points.
That's the tricky thing with a point guard like Lugens Dort. If he goes over that screen at the top, does the defender go under or over? If they go under, he's able to pull up for the 3. If they go over, he's a great driving guard, and he can get to the hoop quite easily.
And you could see it right there as they tried to work the 2-man game again.
There we go. This time in a different way.
But and then you also have to make the argument as well. You know, sometimes guys get a little too swept up in attacking in so many different ways that they may not remember that, oh, well, that worked so well last time. Why don't we try it again? I mean, it's worth another look if you're going to get that wide open. If it's not broke, don't fix it. But
so Giovanni Scott right now, Ryan, is getting called for the foul. It's going to be called an intentional foul. It might be a clear path, and it's going to be Ryan Nembhard at the line.
I think that's exactly what it is Nembhard, he was off to the races as soon as they got that turnover. And
I think Scott reached a little bit from the side behind to try and stop him. Of course, not intentionally, but it is that rule now is called an intentional foul with the clear path. So it's going to be the shots, plus they'll get the possession on the sideline.
Yeah, and I'm a fan of that rule. It keeps the game honest, keeps it free flowing. It's a good look.
Well, a lot of players before that rule was put in would intentionally foul the person in front of them just to stop the layup. Now that kind of eliminates that and puts the onus on the defenders to get in front.
For sure.
Here's Nembhard now at the 45, comes off the screen. Tries to turn the corner, gets it out to Brooks.
Yeah,
the big man from the 3. Rims in and out, just cannot fall for this Voyageurs team.
Excellent shot, though. You want to see more of that.
Lugens Dort drives, and there we go, Ryan. That is exactly what we were talking about. Great defense. The second charge taken by Ryan Brooks this game. He got the bigger and stronger offensive player coming at him, and like you said, set his feet, put his arms down.
Perfect. Knew exactly where he was.
Beautiful.
Yep.
And his feet were right outside of that charge circle.
Yep.
Smart defender. I'm a big fan of Ryan Brooks. I've said that on broadcast before. I like watching him play.
You got to love smart basketball.
Here's Nembhard now. Passes it over to Latif. Latif loses it for a second, grabs it back, 8 seconds on the shot clock, comes off the screen, over to Brooks. Brooks, this time, he's driving, and he goes up. He's going to be fouled, and he'll go to the line now for 2.
Yeah, you could see there, as soon as Brooks took the contact, and Hendricks, I'm sure Hendricks was a little frustrated, but there's going to be and the assistant coach there is upset. He wants, as you could see, a replay on the foul there, but you could, I think that's a foul.
Yeah, Ben Hendricks, that's his second foul now of the game, and there's going to be a technical foul on the bench of AI. So he'll be able to shoot his 2, and then there'll be one more, and they'll get the possession.
I'm just wondering, okay, here's a timeout, a good time to take it. 4:06 to go in the second quarter, Kelsey. Is this really the time to kind of get a foul like that over something that's could have went either way?
The technical or the actual foul?
The technical.
Yeah.
Getting upset over a foul that could have went either way. I mean, Hendricks took the contact, put his arms down. You could see there was clearly contact from Kobe Lamb there as well.
And the thing also, Ryan, is that it's only his second foul.
Exactly.
He doesn't have 3. That's kind of like the mark. You want to stay with 2 fouls going into the second half, so you have 2 more to give or 3 more to give until you're fouled out. So 4 minutes left to go. It is a very close game, so I can tell that the passion is very high right now. But it is only his second foul so far in the game.
And you can respect that for sure. You can respect the passion that's going in and the effort that's going in because, all these teams, they've worked hard all year to be in this position. I just think that, when you kind of show that kind of raw emotion and cost the team something in a moment where it's really not I don't know. It just seems like that's the kind of thing you don't necessarily want to get your players hyped up about, because the players see that, and the players are going to get excited about it as well, and they're going to start feeling like everything's against them. And you can see right now, as it's 28-27, it's not like AI Prep is enjoying a 20-point lead where they can get away with things like that right now. They got to stay mentally tough in this, because Vaughn so far has made it clear in this game that they're not going anywhere. Hear the words of encouragement from the coaching staff.
Saying
from
hold your follow through, Ryan. So
Yep.
he misses that one, and it's going to be Wazir Latif who goes in for the one technical foul, and then, like I said, Vaughn will get the possession back at half court.
And those are those moments, though. If you're Vaughn, you got to take advantage of it. You can't allow AI Prep to have these moments of mental lapses and not take advantage of them.
Yeah, if they lose by 2 or 3, they're going to look back at this and really be kicking themselves. Right now, they're up by 1, of course. 28-27, 4 minutes left to go in the first half. Here's Nemhard. Finds himself doubled in the corner. Skips it out to Latif.
That pass should have never made it there. But it did.
Latif over to Brooks. Brooks sees the open lane, goes up. He's going to be charged with the foul or the travel there, Ryan. Although I'm not completely sold on the travel there. He did kind of stop, but he was going like slow motion almost. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look at this replay here. You see he gets over. I think that's where the travel is.
1, 2, and then he
he's
paused.
fine.
It looked good from here, especially with the 0 rule.
Yeah, because even you're allowed to take that step at the beginning of the dribble.
When you catch it, yeah.
I'm thinking maybe the referee thought that was the travel itself.
I think it was watching it in slow motion. You don't actually see how slow motion he was going. I think it looked a little bit weird, but looked good from here.
It wasn't a travel.
Yeah. There we go, Ryan Brooks up and under. It's good off the glass for 2 with a chance to go 1 more from the charity stripe, Ryan. Wow.
And that's important there, because, as we were discussing that travel call, Lugansk Door missing one off the glass. Ben Hendricks not there to clean it up. And here we go. Ryan Nemhard back off to the races, finds the big man
Look
inside.
At that.
And this inside-out game, 2-man game we're seeing between Nemhard and Brooks has taken over this game. And Vaughn now enjoying a 3-point lead, possibly 4.
What a great decision he made. He went up with his right hand, able to go up and under and off the glass finger roll. It was a beautiful, beautiful play, and he finishes it off with the extra from the line. Ryan, 3 minutes, 22 seconds left to go in the first half. 31-27, the biggest lead Vaughn has had all game.
Well, Vaughn, they've done an excellent job right now of taking care of the basketball in that sense. They're not allowing AI Prep in the last 3 or 4 minutes to get second chance opportunities. They're limiting their fouls. They're not letting themselves get discouraged whenever a call does go against them. They just come right back up the floor. And I think that says a lot, though, about their young guard, Ryan Nemhard. Every time that you don't see him getting visually frustrated, all you see him is, as soon as he gets the ball, he's looking up. What's the next thing we need to do? Where's the next open man I can find open? And when you've got big men running the floor like Ryan Brooks, that helps.
I was just going to say, Ryan, keep in mind when you're watching this game, Nemhard, like you said, is in grade 9. He's the youngest person on this team, and from the point guard position, you're really that quarterback of the team. You're setting the pace, you're setting the tone, and the tone that he sets for this team in his first year of high school, it's incredible to watch.
Anyone that knows the Nemhard
He was
name,
in grade 8 last year.
Yes.
Think about that, middle school.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about it. I mean, you don't see many players coming into high school with that kind of awareness. And I was, but also you look at the last name, he's got some older brothers that I'm sure were giving him a heads up going into this year and what to expect, the speed at which the game is moving, and he's made the adjustment almost seamlessly so far, unlike most players that we've ever seen in the OSBA.
Here's Lugansk Dort. Dort over to Hendricks. Hendricks, a nice little Jonas Valanciunas move there with the pump fake. Can't get it to fall. Wazir Latif now to Nemhard. Nemhard up to Thielen. Thielen puts it up. That one's off. A huge block by Lugansk Dort.
Wow.
Holy moly. And here's Ben Hendricks now. Catches it. The reverse is no good. Thielen down with the board.
That's a tough miss for Hendricks, and it looks like there's going to be a foul. Where is it?
A technical foul.
On Barthélemy.
Oh, wow.
Yep, we're going to do it again.
Barthélemy gets the tee. That's his second personal foul of the game, and it's going to send Wazir Latif to the line.
Once again, we've said it before. We'll say it again. These are the opportunities they're going to need to make. As we're seeing a replay there, we didn't really get a chance to see the foul there, but maybe something was said, maybe something was done before that. As Latif makes good on the first one. 32-27 now. Vaughn, the number 6 seed. You know, you've got to be excited if you're a Vaughn fan, seeing the ability of these players so far and how well they've risen to the occasion here for these OSBA first round. Here's Thielen in the corner over to Nembhard. Inside to Sanga is going to go up.
Sanga,
over top.
great patience there, and gets the offensive rebound here. Let's see what the foul call is. I think it's going to be on the rebound. Yeah, I think that's going to go against
It's going to be on Sanga. Yeah, because of the
a little push
over
before,
the back.
yeah, before the rebound.
Yeah.
So
a lot of big bodies down there. So I mean, it's a tough job for these referees to see the size. Look, you see go up, great patience, goes up right over top of the bigger defender, comes down, and you can see right there at the last second, he just gives an open hand palm push to against Dort. A big reason why he came down with that offensive board. Referee catches it and charges him with the foul. Barthélemy now in transition, knocks it down, mid-range floater, and Nembhard is going to bring it back up. Game back down to a 3-point deficit for AI Prep.
Here's Nembhard now to Sanga. Sanga standing there. Not a threat from outside usually. Here's Brooks, doubled in the key. Got to get out of the key soon. 5 seconds now on the shot clock. Nembhard got to put something up. A nice little step back jumper mid-range. What a beautiful move by the grade 9 student.
That was clean. I'm just going to call that clean.
Wow. Here's Barthélemy.
Something out of nothing.
Yeah. Giovanni Scott. Scott
Great
rips,
defense.
goes baseline, tries to go behind his back, off his butt, out of bounds. Sanga clapping very loudly at that. Great defense by number 23 on blue.
Well, Sanga did an excellent job of sealing out the lane, stayed in front of him. He's got a big enough body where if he keeps up with that good footwork, he can give Giovanni Scott fits all night.
Here's Nembhard now into Brooks. Brooks against Giovanni Scott, goes up, blocked by Scott. He gets his own offensive rebound, tripled in there, Ryan. Here's Sanga now, bring it back into the key. That one's good.
Where did that come from? Sanga, what a shot.
Sanga and Brooks together, Ryan, are going to wreak havoc in this game, especially with Ben Hendricks on the bench right now for AI with 2 fouls. Lucan Dort goes up. He puts it off the glass, and that one's good. Dort is one of the best players in this entire league, Ryan, at taking fouls.
Well, I mean, he's built like a power forward. He's just got and he's tall enough and athletic enough to go over some of these bigger guys and finish. Look at this. Look at all the contact he takes when he's driving the basket. I mean, he's too quick for the big guys. He's too strong for the smaller players. I mean, there's a big reason why Arizona State is so excited about bringing him on. And the referees are going to have a little powwow here real quick. And referees are going to call the coaches are going to call their players over.
I don't know what was going on there, Ryan.
I didn't get a chance to see.
Oh, it was who the foul was going to be on. I think they were concerned about. So that foul is going to go to number 12, Wazir Latif, and that's just his first of the game.
Yeah, that's a loss that they're willing to take.
Dort now at the line just for one. He sinks it. It's now a 6-point game, Ryan. 1 minute and 4 seconds left to go in the first half.
Now, if you're Vaughn right now, you just want to take care of the basketball. No unnecessary turnovers, but don't push yourself to the final seconds of the shot clock and rush up a hard shot. Go with strength and confidence, and there it is right there.
That's going to be an offensive foul, though, Ryan. Ryan Brooks on that initial hit.
Yeah.
They're going to say that that Giovanni Scott was planted when he took that initial hit, despite not going down.
And there's going to be a timeout here for Vaughn. And not a bad decision here, just to set up the defense. They're going to have a chance here to they're going to get a chance, if all goes right, for one more possession before the end of the half. And I'm sure this is what Coach Giannopoulos, I mean, how about this? Two Greeks going at it. Greek head coaches. Charles Hantamakos.
How many letters do you think are in both their names combined?
At least 20.
Giannopoulos.
And Charles Hantamakos. Or Hantamakos. I've got to ask Coach after the game how to do it properly. I've known him for years, but I mean, yeah, at least 20 words between them.
Or letters, yeah.
Or letters, sorry.
All right, Ryan, so 50 seconds left to go in the first half. It is a 4-point game. It is the number 6 seed of Vaughn leading over the number 3 seed in Athlete Institute. What has gone right so far for Vaughn?
Well, I mean, they're playing some of the best basketball that we've seen them play, period, in the OSBA in this game, knocking down big threes. And you know what, though? That's after the number of seasons that Vaughn has been in this. You got to remember, some of these guys have been in this league now for 3 years. They've seen AI prep countless times at this point. They've seen them in tournaments. They've seen them in regular season matchups. So the aura of, oh, it's the big bad Athlete Institute Academy coming into play us, that aura's kind of evaporate a little bit, especially when you got younger and more fearless players like Ryan Nembhard working the point position right now, and just seeing the kind of pedigree that he comes from as well. And you're just seeing those decisions being made on the floor. There's absolutely no jitters whatsoever at this point. They've entered their groove, and now they're really taking it to AI Prep. And AI Prep is going to have to play some much better basketball if they're going to come away with the win here today.
Barthélemy from the top could have started something there, just short, and Vaughn picks up the board.
And you can see there really isn't a drop-off in the talent gap either anymore between these two teams.
Nembhard, the floater, that one's good, and they extend the lead, Ryan, 2 more points.
Vaughn, as we said, they're playing some of their best basketball this year, and they've picked a heck of a time to do it.
Lugansdorf turns the corner, makes it look easy on the right-hand side, off the glass for 2, brings it within 4 with 10 seconds left.
I was going to say, you know what? I think they've kind of resigned themselves to saying, you know what? We're going to let Lugansdorf do what he does, but
Let's
we're going to make
everyone
sure.
else.
Exactly.
Yeah. Lugansdorf goes up for the block, can't get it. It rolls around the rim. 1 second on the clock. He puts it up, Ryan. That one is no good at the end of the first half. It's 38-34.
Well, we've got a game here, Kelsey. 4-point lead for Vaughn. Who would have expected that at the end of this one in the first half? But will they be able to continue with that? As we know, AI Prep is a notoriously good team in the third quarter. Usually averaging outscoring their teams by anywhere between 15 and 17 points throughout the entire OSBA. There's a reason they have that number 3 seed, so we'll see if Vaughn can weather the storm coming into the third quarter.
All right, we'll be back in 15 minutes. Thanks for tuning in to OSBA TV. Welcome back to OSBA TV. Justin Bieber on the radio. Everyone who watches these broadcasts knows I'm happy right now. Kelsey Wright-Johnson, Ryan Greco bringing you second half action between AI and Vaughn.
The only thing that I'm enjoying out of this is the fact that your voice is stronger than the music.
Ouch.
In my ears.
I'm just going to be quiet for a few seconds.
Be quiet. I'm not listen, look, it's not terrible. It's not bad music. I'm just not a fan of it. That's all.
All right, guys. Right now, the number 6 seed Vaughan Voyagers are leading the way over the number.
Upset alert, March Madness style.
We still got 20 minutes to play. Lugan-Stort kicks off the first half with an easy bucket on the left-hand side to bring the lead just by 2 for Vaughn, 38-36.
And now, Kelsey, I'm going to say this very quickly. This will be the quarter that could determine it all. AI Prep notoriously good in the third quarter, outscoring their opponents routinely at this time.
Yep.
So we'll see if Vaughn can weather the storm here in this one, as Nembhard now has the ball.
Stay the path. How many more cliches can we say? 3 seconds on the shot clock. Taryn Todd, he's got to put it up. This one deep, and it's nothing but air. It's out of bounds. AI ball now on the baseline. Ryan, from what you've been saying about AI coming out and having really strong third quarters historically, this first minute has shown just that.
Yeah, and you can see Lugan-Stort in this replay just gets right to the basket, and then you add that in with just the lockdown defense on the other side that results in an air ball and a shot clock violation. You couldn't have asked for a more difficult start to the third quarter for Vaughn, who now only holds on to a 2-point lead.
Here's Dort up top, finds Routens. Routens spots up from the top. That one just off the mark. Senga picks up the board.
And there's Routens. He's going to be a guy that they're going to need to start letting it fly from the three-point line, though. And there's Dort.
Big D by Lugan-Stort. Stops the pass, grabs it, and goes coast to coast for the jam on the other side, tying it up at 38 apiece.
And Dort making the decision right now. Gets the steal, finishes at the other end. He's just so good at affecting games like that.
He's leading all scorers right now, Ryan, with 19 points. He's going to be charged with that foul, and it's going to be Nembhard who goes to the line for 2.
And there's Nembhard, though, on the very opposite end, though. Attacks the basket, gets himself foul, goes to the line. You were talking about this before for a ninth grader to have that kind of composure and say, you know what, all right, I see what he's trying to do right now. He's trying to take over. I'm not going to let him. I'm going to get to the basket as much as I can now and try and create some offense for my team after a very slow start offensively.
Think about the stature between them, too. Dort standing at, 6'3", 6'4", 225 pounds, going against a grade 9, or the grade 9, going against him. To have that even composure just to go against that kind of bigger, stronger body, it takes a lot. So Nembhard, a big player that you're going to want to watch out for as Ben Hendricks ties it up with a small jumper.
Very smooth shot by Hendricks there, hand right in his face. He didn't care, I don't even think he saw his defender as he let that one fly. Very impressive. And then affects the shot on the other end there, Kelsey.
There we go. Wazir Latif can't get it to fall. It's a scramble, and Lugan-Stort comes down with it. Over to Barthélemy, puts it in, and they take the lead back. Ryan, this is the first time that they've had the lead now since halfway through the second quarter.
And if you're Ryan Brooks on that one, you got to get involved in the scramble for the ball there. You can't be caught just staring. And if you're not going to go for it, get yourself back on defense.
3 if it goes. 2 if it goes, Ryan. That's going to be a 2-pointer. His toe just on the line there, so he ties it right back up. This is going to come down to the wire.
And Nembhard, he understands what time it is right now. Quarterfinal game, opportunity to really make a name for himself.
Is it go time?
Very much so. Very much so, based off of what we've been seeing.
Shoots one, gets the offensive rebound, shoots another, gets the offensive rebound, puts it in, Ryan, but then he touches it, and it's an automatic tee. Usually the players get a warning, of course, for a delay of game. He's an automatic tee here from the referee, so an interesting move there. Barthélemy called for the tee, and that's his 3rd personal foul of the game. And so it's going to send Nembhard to the line for 1 shot and the possession.
Well, it's one thing the referees have made clear in this game is that they're not going to have any kind of unnecessary touching of the ball, any unnecessary
You know what, I
trash
think
talking.
he might have gotten a warning before because he just went to the referee and said, you know what, that's my bad. So I think he kind of knew that he might have gotten that warning before, and it was just a really quick one. And the referee this time was saying, you know what, you've had your chance. It's a tee now. It's tough sometimes, too, because the ball, when it goes through the hoop, it sometimes just comes right into your possession. So
Absolutely,
it's tough.
It's a tough call, for sure.
Nembhard from the 45 puts it in for the 3. A big shot for the Vaughan Voyagers to take the lead back 45-46. 44, 7 minutes and 10 seconds left to go. Lugan-Stort, the Euro step through 4 blue jerseys. Ryan falling down, puts it off the glass for 2 points. What a move.
Excellent work there. And now on the other end,
Wazir Latif!
And what a finish by Wazir Latif.
Wow, what a finish for number 12 on Vaughn. Incredible. That foul is going to go to Sam Routens. That's his second of the game. Ryan, what a series of events we just saw.
We'll take a look at the replay here. Up and in. Went
Look at
walking
that.
through the forest is Routens right there. So is Hendricks.
His right arm is being pulled to the ground, Ryan. His left arm stays up, flicks the wrist, a little extra English on it there, and it goes in. And he's got one more now at the charity stripe. That one is good.
Yeah, the class of 2019 player out of Toronto getting it done for Vaughn right now. They got the lead again.
Giovanni Scott pulls it back, a nice little hezzy. Finds Ben Hendricks in the middle of the key. Ben Hendricks puts it in for 2.
Giovanni Scott walking back, not even looking at the play as Hendricks is able to finish. And we're seeing another thing here as Hendricks, I'm sure he's heard some of the whispers about why he's in the BioSteel game, and he's showing improving right now. Very, very polished mid-range and close-range game he's showing off today.
There we go. He's also got 4 rebounds in the matchup. Here's Kobe Lamb. Gets it out to Scott. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Over to Dort. Dort, hand down, man down, releases from the 3. That one's short, and Senga picks up the board. Here's Taryn Todd. Todd goes up. It looked like a great block there by Lugan-Stort. Ben
That looked
Hendricks.
clean.
Yeah, Ben Hendricks pulling him away, saying, man, I know that's clean, but do not get a technical. That foul goes to Dort. Ryan,
Let's take a
that's
look at
his
this.
second of the game.
And there's a replay. Yeah, I don't know where the foul was there. That just looked like a really athletic play. Maybe I believe the referee saw as Taryn Todd was going up, might have gotten knocked in his head with the elbow of Dort over top of him, but didn't look like it was enough to really warrant the call. But as a result, if you're Taryn Todd, though, you got to knock down both of these free throws. Every little bit counts.
Ryan, we talk so much about the development of these players in this league. We don't talk enough about the development of the referees, of course. So the referees, they're human, sometimes make mistakes, sometimes get the right call. A lot of the times with those kind of calls, though, they're expecting the contact, and that's when the whistle blows.
Absolutely, and you see the speed at which this game is going at. It's going to be tough calls to make no matter what. And a great shot there, though, is Vaughn. They now find themselves down by 2.
Here's Wazir Latif. Into Ryan Brooks. Brooks back to the basket. Great patience there. 3 bodies around him. No foul called.
That was a good non-call.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a good
Kobe
defense.
Lamb from the corner. He puts it in for 3.
Much needed shot there for AI Prep as they've now extended the lead to 5. And we'll see if the tandem of Todd and Nembhard can respond.
Here's Taryn Todd up top. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Latif looking for anything, gets it into Nembhard. Nembhard, the no-look pass into Senga. He puts it up off the glass on the right.
And if you're Senga, how important is that, though, to have the composure? He knows Dort can jump out of the gym. He's hearing the footsteps right behind him, doesn't care. Keeps himself wide, keeps himself big, goes up with both hands strong, and finishes a crucial basket for Vaughn on that possession.
We're more than halfway through the third quarter now. Vaughn showing a 3-2 zone. The first time they've shown zone is in this quarter. Ben Hendricks in the middle. Sunk that one before off the glass. Senga, great defense there. Nembhard, great composure, goes up and it's in.
Excellent
Not
finish.
threatened by the defensive presence of Lugan-Stort looming behind him in the fast break.
That was a Llewellyn-esque layup there. It's very similar body types of those
Llewellyn.
two. As anyone who knows Jalen Llewellyn, a former Orangeville Prep guard, now playing for Virginia Episcopal. He's going to be part of the BioSteel this year as well.
Senga doing it himself. Could have been a little bit of a charge there if Kobe Lamb just set his feet.
Yeah, got away with one there. But going to need the defense now. 1-point game.
There we go, Vaughn back in that 3-2 zone. Kobe Lamb from the 3, one of the best shooters, and he's showing why. Another triple for number 2 in the gray jersey.
I was going to say, I don't think you necessarily want to stay in this zone defense for too long if you're Vaughn. You can't allow the shooters on AI Prep to continuously get these open looks.
Another floater by Nembhard. Everyone kind of just froze there. Watch it go up and under. It's going to be an out of bounds there, though, on Nembhard. Great offensive rebound, great hustle. just stepped out of bounds there. There's going to be a timeout called by AI, a substitution in for Vaughn. And Ryan, with 3 minutes and 43 seconds left to go in the third, it's a 4-point game for the Bears.
And as we're seeing, time and again, AI Prep, outscoring their opponents in the third quarter, something they've been very good at throughout the entire year, and we're seeing it again right now. One thing that you don't want to see if you're Vaughn, especially if you're the coaching staff, one thing you're going to want to be able to stress to your players in this timeout is, hey, we can't sit back and just expect Nembhard to do everything for us, because we saw a couple of times there now in the last few possessions where he
got caught watching.
Exactly. Yeah. He comes down with his own rebound. He's dribbling around looking for someone, and everybody is standing still. Nobody's cutting to the middle. Nobody's cutting out to the corner to get an open look for the three. Everyone's just waiting for him to do something, and they can't afford to do that to themselves moving forward. And I also think that's a bit of also the side effect of playing zone defense. When you're kind of stuck in one position, you're not moving around the floor by guarding a guy man-to-man. You can catch yourself kind of watching and allowing that mental fatigue to kind of set in a little bit. They have to get away from that. That's why I also think it might be time to kind of ease off on the zone, get back to contesting shots, not allowing AI Prep to get their open looks, because that is the reason why they have the lead with 3:43 to go here in the third.
It's funny you say that, Ryan, because we talked so much in the first half how Vaughn was able to get offensive rebound after offensive rebound, and AI has been sitting in that zone the entire game.
Exactly, and when you I couldn't have said it any better.
You said it to begin with.
Yeah, well, the offensive boards, and that's what happens, though, is at this level, you need to be able to understand that in the zone defense, you have to work even harder than when you do in a man-to-man, because you're not just following one guy around. You have to always see who is in your zone, who do you need to box out. It doesn't matter if they're a power forward or a point guard. You need to make sure that you're on them and you're defending your part of the floor. If you don't, then a zone defense will not work, especially at this level.
There we go, Vaughn back in a man-to-man. Giovanni Scott, great patience there, just cannot get it. There is going to be 2 shots here. The referee from outside has called it, actually, an interesting call. He's going to call number 0 with the hit. So that's Taryn Todd's 3rd foul of the game, Ryan. It sends Lugensdort to the line for 2.
The size of Lugensdort, how do you even tell when someone hits him? I mean, guys just bounce off him when he's coming up to the basket.
Yeah, he's a brick wall. Absolutely.
He said a 5-star recruit, Arizona State commit.
Again,
Arizona Sun Devils, that is. The Sun Devils,
yeah,
the same school as Mr. James Harden. Also, another Toronto, quote-unquote, street ball legend in a sense, Antwi Atuahine, who also played with James Harden. I thought you were saying James Harden.
I'm like, are you crazy? James Harden's not from Toronto.
No, but Atuahine is, and he played with Harden during those years. And now he's one of their main guys. There's a steal by Todd and throws it down. Taryn Todd with the steal off Dort.
A beautiful finish by Taryn Todd there, Ryan, showing that Vaughn is not going anywhere. They're not going to roll over and let this one get away from them. Here's Barthélemy on the other end. The floater, no good.
You want that. You want that
There we
shot.
go, Taryn Todd once again, this time not with so much authority, but just kisses it off the glass for 2 points. It's now only a 1-point lead for the Bears. Lugensdort wants something else. Lugensdort, Ryan, is doing this himself. He is the only reason AI is still in this game. Did you see the dominance in that layup?
Well, you can see his teammates are trusting him with the ball. A lot of guys just trying to make sure they're getting open in case they need to be available there. But right now, Vaughn hasn't been able to do anything to keep Lugensdort out of the paint.
Todd into Wazir Latif. It's going to be a kickball there. Now, kickball does have to be intentional, Ryan. Can't just be off of someone's foot. I guess it looks like AI might have kicked that on purpose, the referee is saying. So it's going to be Vaughn ball on the baseline. 14 seconds. They get the shot clock reset.
There's the steal as we're looking at the replay real quick. Sorry to interrupt, Kelsey.
Okay.
That was a great finish by Taryn Todd. And that was one of the best defensive plays of the game, hands down.
Ryan Brooks goes up, blocked by Ben Hendricks.
Nice.
Ben Hendricks is doing it all today.
Oh, nice breakdown there.
Kobe Lamb with a little hezzy up top, goes in on the right-hand side off the glass for 2, and AI now on a 4-0 run.
Excellent work there by Lamb. You love it when you see your spot-up shooters taking it to the rim like that, showing a little flair, a little bit of style, especially on such a great guard as Nembhard.
Wazir Latif kicks it out. Nembhard now up top, 6 seconds on the shot clock. He's going to come off the screen from Brooks. Rejects it, kicks it back out to the big man. The soft hands.
And it looks like there's going to be a travel.
You know what that was, Ryan?
That was just a lack of awareness as the whistle went.
Sam Routens thought that went in, and he was about to take the ball and bring it out of bounds.
Let's take a replay.
Look at this. So it hits nothing but mesh. Sam Routens grabs it. He's going to take it out of bounds, and then someone yells at him and says, no, it didn't go in. And Sam Routens is, that's just an unfortunate error right there. It looked like it went in from here.
Sam Routens just made Shackton a fool.
Brooks goes up. He's blocked. No good. It's going to be AI ball now. Dort in the open court slows it down for his team now. A little hezzy up top. Blows by 2 defenders. That foul could be on 3 players right now. It's going to go to number. They called 1. Number 1 even on?
Yeah, we'll see. Well, Luke against Dort, regardless, is giving his best LeBron James impersonation right now. Just unstoppable when driving to the basket. So big, so strong, so great at finishing with both hands. You know.
So I think that last foul is going to go to Wazir Latif, Ryan. Number 12. That's his second of the game. There's a timeout called. 1 minute, 40 seconds left to go in the third. It is 62-57. AI leading the way over the Vaughan Voyagers. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to OSBA TV. You're seeing highlights from earlier in the third. Enjoy these. Kobe Lamb from the corner. Swish. One of the best shooters in this league. Here we go. Senga. You see him put his hands up, Ryan. He's like, I'm not getting a technical touching that ball after it goes in. He's learning from the opponents. It's AI ball to kick off this last minute and 40 seconds. Here's Giovanni Scott. Scott out to Dort. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Dort drives, goes for the dunk, just misses that one, and it's Taryn Todd who grabs the rebound. He finds Andrew Nemhart, but it's those popcorn fingers. Ryan slips out of bounds. AI ball on the baseline.
You can see Todd, though, also saying, my bad, because it was a tough pass for Nemhart to get to. You don't necessarily need to put that much power on that pass there, but I can understand considering the speed that he was going at. So just something to work on a little bit later.
Here's Dort.
A great rotation there.
Over to Routens. Routens releases from the 3. That one just off the mark. We're approaching the 1 minute mark now, Ryan, of the third quarter.
And that was some excellent defense. Number 25, Vidal Henry, closing out on Dort, not allowing him to get that quick shot. And that's the kind of defense we've been talking about.
What a move by Taryn Todd. The change of direction was a little, I want to say, Derrick Rose-ish.
Using that length to his full advantage, finishing at the rim.
Kobe
no
Lamb
fear.
Finds Giovanni Scott. Scott puts it in through the hands of Zach Vidal Henry. That's his second foul in the game, and Scott will go to the line for one more. He's happy with that one.
Yep, Giovanni Scott, he's one of those kind of players. He needs reasons to get himself hyped and excited. Loves to mix it up, loves to be physical. Any chance he gets the inside, like you see right here on this replay, just works off the screen, gets it on the inside. He loves the physicality of going up there.
Goes up strong. A beautiful finish by Giovanni Scott.
Does miss the free throw, though.
5-point game, 64-59. It's the Bears over the Voyagers. Nemhard now up top for Vaughn. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Taryn Todd. Over to Latif. Latif turns the corner, going against 3 gray jerseys. He's going to be fouled, and he's going to go to the line, for 2 shots.
Latif
that foul, sorry, Ryan, that foul goes to Kobe Lamb.
Thielen in for Vidal Henry, but excellent work by Latif there, showing the patience, understanding if I keep going left, that Giovanni Scott's going to be there the whole way, and I'm not going to be able to get up over him. So what does he do? He stops, kind of waits to get Kobe Lamb to commit to the shot, gets up, gets the hand whacked. Doesn't matter how soft it is on the shooting hand, it's going to be a foul regardless. But he has to make this free throw.
Latif sinks the foul shot. Less than 30 seconds now left to go, Ryan, in the third quarter. And we did call this, that it was going to be a close game. And you mentioned how AI likes to outscore their opponents in this third quarter. Vaughan really doing their best to stay with them as Lugansdorp puts in another 2 points.
There's a 6-point lead, but you have to be satisfied going into the fourth here, only down by 2 possessions, as I believe there's going to be a foul. And Gus Gimenopoulos is going to get charged with a technical foul.
They're really handing out tees here like it's candy.
Yeah, there's, and this could be pivotal. I mean, it's a 2-possession game.
And they're
4 seconds to go.
Yeah, and Sam Routens is on the floor, so they are going to put him at the line to take the shot. One of the best shooters in this entire league, so you can almost count it.
That can be costly.
For AI, plus they'll get the possession back for the last 4 seconds of the third quarter.
That's a tough turn of events for Vaughn after doing so well throughout this quarter of keeping it within a 1 or 2 possession, taking the best that AI Prep could throw at them, and now just to possibly give that up for possibly even a double-digit lead going into the fourth.
Which could be the first double-digit lead of the entire game if they're able to get a 3.
Basketball is just, it's a weird sport like that,
Yeah,
how things
it's a
can
game
work
of
out.
runs. It's a game of runs. So
Absolutely.
4 seconds left to go. It's AI ball at the half. Lugansdorp gets it, pulls up.
Nice foul, and is going to be fouled.
Oh, Ryan, that is not a good thing. And Ryan, that's Taron Todd's 4th foul. So that's his 4th personal foul. He's only got 1 foul left to give in the entire next quarter. Take a look at this. The pump fake got him.
Yeah.
And I don't even think it was an acting call. Ryan Lugansdorp really got fouled there. Sinks the first. He'll
Yep.
have 2 more at the line. And there's 2 seconds left to go. It'll be Vaughn ball for that last 2. But with 1 more foul, they could be without Taron Todd early in the 4th.
It's that mental toughness, just decisions that you want to make down the stretch. You have to understand what the situation is. You don't want to leave your feet, even if it's against Dort, who's shown time and again that he can knock it down from that yellow volleyball line, no problem. But you still don't want to give it to him. As now, look at that. It went from a 2-possession game to a 10-point lead in a matter of 2 seconds on the game clock.
That one's not going to count even if it goes. So at the end of the third quarter, Ryan, I think I jinxed it when I said it was going to be close. It's
There was
70
10
to
seconds.
60. 70 to 60. It's the number 3 seed AI over the number 6 seed Vaughan Voyagers.
This is not what you wanted if you were Vaughn at the end of that quarter. It's going to be a tough climb to get back into this after a Herculean effort by Taron Todd and Ryan Embard on the offensive end, as we're looking at some highlights here. But you could see Hendricks, he was a big factor in this one as well, knocking down a number of mid-range jumpers that kept it close. Lugansdorp was almost unstoppable, getting an assist there, but really his best moments came from attacking the basket. And there's another moment of there, a missed 3-point shot. The zone defense, everybody kind of staring at the ball instead of boxing a man out. But here's Nembard creating the space.
A
That was
critical
huge
three.
three.
Critical
Yeah,
three for
absolutely.
Vaughn.
And they're going to need more of that from him going into the fourth.
All right, guys, 1 minute left to go until the fourth quarter. We'll be back. Welcome back to OSBA TV. Kelsey Wright Johnson, Ryan Greco, bringing you the final quarter of this first game. Right now, it's a 10-point game between AI Prep and the Vaughan Voyagers.
And after a very impressive third quarter from Vaughn, the last 30 seconds of it kind of put it all up in smoke, as a technical foul on Coach Gus Gimenopoulos combined with a 3-point foul by Taron Todd resulted in resulted in AI Prep now enjoying a double-digit lead for the first time in this game. And it was the last thing that you could have wanted if you were a Voyageurs fan, but they find themselves in this position now. They've stayed with them for the entire game. Can Vaughan Prep have one more good run and close it out?
Right now, leading the way in all scorers is Lugans-Dort for AI Ryan, 32 points in 3 quarters. Behind him, Ben Hendricks with 10. Wazir Latif able to put it in for Vaughn. He's got 15 points now on the night. Leading the way, though, for Vaughn is the grade 9, Ryan Nemhart, with 20 points. Taryn Todd has 11, but also has 4 fouls.
You can see his Dort getting fouled on the floor there, and he's just going to be getting to the rim at will. And you could see that Coach Gimenopoulos was hoping to try and use that zone defense to try and slow him down a bit, to no avail, realizing that they're better off just living with not allowing AI getting those open looks on the 3. So thus they've moved back to more or less still in that 2-3 zone though for now.
Giovanni Scott goes up. That one's no good. Able to get the offensive rebound over 2 defenders. Ben Hendricks settles for the mid-range. It's no good. No one on the opposite side to stop that offensive rebound. Here's Nemhart. Nemhart has 11 assists right now. Could this be 12? Close. So he's going to stick with 11 assists for now. Here's Giovanni Scott now in the open court. Goes up. That's going to be a charging foul. Ryan, that is the 3rd charge that Ryan Brooks has taken for Vaughn this game alone.
Absolutely essential as we see the replay here. Giovanni Scott, he's almost impossible to stop when he gets a full head of steam like that.
Oh, Ryan Brooks did a little somersault there, a backward somersault. So that's his 3rd charge that he was able to take this game. Incredible defensive IQ for Brooks.
It's been a very impressive outing for him, as we've grown accustomed to at this point now.
Absolutely, yeah.
For Ryan Brooks. He's got a bright year ahead, a bright future ahead of him.
Absolutely. Latif, the pull-up jumper. Beautiful decision there.
Huge.
They're chipping their way back. Ryan, a 4-0 run early in this first quarter.
And they're going to need that. They're going to need every charge call. They're going to need every contested 3-pointer, because they can't make any more mistakes on offense. They're not going to be allowed to. AI Prep just has way too much firepower in this roster, even without some of their better players.
Yeah. Here's Dort. Puts up another one. That one's no good.
That's awesome. You want that.
Yeah, again, Dort has 32 points already, Ryan. They got to put a stop to that, as Wazir Latif, his back foot just touches out of bounds.
Once again, just the little mistakes you can't afford if you're Vaughn. And it's just been, every time you see them doing something right, there's always something else that kind of comes in here and affects the run.
But we've said this so many times, Ryan, these games are so long and so much can happen, like we saw happen in 10 seconds at the end of that 3rd quarter. There's still 7 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the game. Anything can happen. Here's Kobe Lamb, gets it up to Mbeni Nam, misses the dunk. Here's Taryn Todd. Todd goes up, he's blocked by Dort. It gets back into the hands of Brooks. Brooks goes up and it goes in. And he's going to get the foul as well. Ryan, chance to go to the line.
And a very impressive finish there by Brooks.
Brooks is 2 for 5 from the line so far this game. Ryan's shooting a little bit less than 2%. Yeah. Ryan Brooks could have taken his 4th charge there. He comes back on the other end, misses it, grabs it there. You can see he misses the foul shot, unfortunately, but just as that sinks in, it's 2 points, and it's only a 4-point game now. AI over Vaughn.
Ryan Brooks having his best Shaquille O'Neal impersonation tonight, doing an excellent job in the paint and on the defensive end, but just can't seem to make those free throws. So there's another foul by Dort.
We have LeBron, we have Shaq. I made a Jonas Valanciunas
for Ben Hendricks.
Yeah.
You also
Derrick Rose for Taryn Todd. You're watching the NBA. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Ryan Nembhard having a Ben Simmons-esque approach to the game.
We have to stop this.
If Ben Simmons could shoot, that would.
7 minutes, 7 seconds left to go in the 4th. 71-66 as Dort adds to his 33-point performance. He's got one more at the line.
And that could be the difference in this game, as you see Dort doing very well from the free throw line, keeping the lead back up to 2 possessions.
Nemhart running the show up top, 15 seconds on the shot clock.
It's one thing you don't want to see your guards starting to get a little tight. And
Latif goes up. That one just short. Good defense there by Nam.
You can see the guards tightening up just a little bit on their decision making here for Vaughn. They've got to keep it loose. They got to keep it fun for themselves in a sense.
Yep.
Nice crossover. Oh.
Dort.
Woof.
The nice through the legs step back. It's good for 2 points. That's a highlight if I've ever seen one. Ryan approaching the 6:30 mark. It's 74-66, slowly slipping away for the Vaughan Voyageurs. It's going to be an offensive foul there on Ryan Brooks. That was a little bit too hard of a screen there, and I could see it from here. Ryan really put his body into that screen as Lugan Dort, a big body himself, hits the floor hard.
And you see the replay here. Helaman comes into the game for the first time of this entire contest, and his assignment right away is Lugansk Dort. Not a hey, that's a tough existence right there.
Time to prove himself. Here's Barthélemy into Dort. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Dort over to Lamb. Lamb spots up from the three. It's good, and there's a foul. Wazir Latif gets called for that foul. That's his third of the game, and Kobe Lamb has a chance to have a 4-point play.
That's huge right there. You see it working off the screen
Watch
into the
this,
corner.
it's just right in his face almost.
Yep, and right away.
Woo!
Excellent shot by Lamb, and he picked a heck of a time to find his stroke. Misses the free throw though.
Yep.
11-point lead, biggest lead of the game now.
There we go, 6 minutes left to go. Nemhard picks up his dribble. Taryn Todd looking in. Ryan Brooks, a beautiful drop step there, tries to reverse it. It's no good. And AI, when they play loose, are very, very good. And right now, Ryan, they are playing loose. Ben Hendricks goes up. No foul call on that one. Another charge, Ryan. Think about this. This is the 4th charge that Ryan Brooks has taken this game. I was impressed when it was 3, Ryan. Now it's 4.
And you can see Hendricks on the floor looking like he got shaken up a little bit.
Do you have to know as an offensive player, though, that Ryan Brooks is so good at taking these charges, maybe stop charging into him?
That'd be a great idea, as you could see. Keeps the feet set again one more time, takes it, and that's it.
Oh,
yeah.
that was a hard fall. Ben Hendricks still kind of grasping his hand there, Ryan. I'd be surprised if he wasn't subbed out.
Yeah,
just even for a little bit to be looked at by their trainer. Giovanni Scott comes into the game for him. He did fall pretty hard.
He did for sure, but it was a good call by the referees. Clearly there was contact. Feet were still planted.
Yeah, he's
Took
holding
the
his
contact.
thumb, it looks like.
Yeah.
Out of all that whole fall, it's his thumb.
Crazy to think.
Wazir Latif sees the lane, kicks it out to Nemhard. Nemhard redrives, puts out the floater, and it's good for 2.
And Ryan Nembhard, he's having a day for himself. He understands that he's going to have to put together one of his best performances of his life right now.
Well, he's already got a double-double, even going into this quarter with points and assists. Impressive stat for a point guard.
Oh, we're seeing something special right now. He's going to be a problem in a few years. He already is.
Sam Routens puts up the 3. That one's no good. Nemhard pulls down the board. Looks like he's going to take it himself. Kicks it out to Thielen. Thielen puts it up. That one would be a big 3 for Vaughn. It just rims out. And here's Giovanni Scott now bringing it back for the Bears.
Yeah, and if you're a shooter, you got to be ready to accept that shot. Be ready to pull the trigger as Nemhard is getting in at will. And there's a big dunk by Luken's Dort.
Dort, a little shimmy, a little shake, finds the baseline and puts it in for 2. They take the lead even higher now, Ryan, 79-68, an 11-point lead with under 5 minutes left to go.
Well, we knew going into this quarter that Vaughn's going to have to go on a run. And if there's one thing that AI does extremely well in the second half, it's limit other teams' runs. And we've seen it every time that it looks like Vaughn's getting a little bit closer with a made shot. You'll see AI prep coming up the other end. Usually it's either a Giovanni Scott or a Lugansk Dort that's just trying to bully their way to the basket, get to the foul line, give themselves multiple opportunities. And whenever that's not working, they're kicking it out to their shooters. And right now it's Kobe Lamb that's getting it done for AI in this 4th quarter as far as the shooting prowess goes. And if you're Vaughn right now, this has got to be one of those situations where you almost have to play flawless basketball, but that's a result of making all those little mistakes adding up earlier in the game, the missed free throws, the wasted opportunities, and counting down the shot clock and not getting a clean look off. Guys starting to you can see them getting a little tight in their decision making. I was kind of alluding to that a few minutes ago in this quarter. And what they really need to do is go back to what was working so well for them. Guys have to continuously move off the screens. They got to keep communicating on offense. And most importantly, they've got to be willing to try and keep AI prep. You know, you almost want to say, okay, fine, Lugansdorf, go get your points, do what you need to do. You've got to force everybody else to make their shots as well, though. You can live with him making those shots. At this point, though, you can't allow a second option to get hot at this point. Otherwise, that could be the game for you, and it could be the season.
Ryan, as an analyst with the OSBA for 2 years now, there's less than 5 minutes left to go. It's 11-point lead. Does Vaughn still have a chance? Have they given up?
Absolutely not. No, they still absolutely have a chance in this. As long as Ryan Nembard's on the floor with Brooks, these guys are capable. They just have to make the right decisions, and that's not one of them.
Sam Routens on the left-hand side. That one's good for 2 points. We don't often see Routens there in the paint. Puts it in, though, for 2 points. Now they've officially reached the 80-point mark, approaching the 4-minute mark.
At this point, you've got to take good shots. There's still time. Nice.
Ryan Brooks goes up and under. There's great defense there by Giovanni Scott. It's just even better patience, I'll say, by Brooks, who went up and under a couple pump fakes while he was in the key, and he was able to sink it and go to the line for 1 extra.
Well, that was a big bucket right there. A lot of and ones in this game for Ryan Brooks as he knocks down his free throw. And if he can continue to knock down those free throws for the rest of this game, he's going to give his team a chance. And here's the press. The diamond press is on.
Kobe Lamb, though, from the corner. He likes that spot, and he shows it tonight. Another 3-ball for number 2. They raise it now, Ryan. This is a big lead to overcome in 4 minutes. Taryn Todd puts up the 3, and there's the answer. Todd for the triple.
And you need it. You need shots like that. But they have to learn, they're going to have to start closing out on these other attempts, though. And here's Lamb again.
Back to a 10-point lead. Lamb kicks it out to Barthélemy. Barthélemy drives over to Scott. That's exactly the kind of break that Vaughn needed. It's going to be Voyager's ball now on the baseline. 3.5 minutes left to go. Ryan, 10 points.
And that was great ball movement by AI Prep. But once again, if you're Vaughn, at least just showing that energy can rush the other players to make those quick passes. And as a result, you can get little turnovers like that and give yourself a chance still. Oh, nice look.
Phelan in the corner. That's his spot, too. And there's another answer of the tray ball. And just like that, Ryan, it's close to a game now. 84-77, 3 minutes. A lot can happen in that time.
Absolutely. But here we go.
Here's
Lugansdorf.
Lugansdorf. A little hezzy. He steps up, goes
Nice.
around Ryan Brooks. Great defense by Ryan Brooks, getting in the way. A steal by Routens to Giovanni Scott. Scott cannot connect from the field, but he go to the line for 2.
And this game, I mean, it forces you, because of those earlier mistakes, it's forcing you to play nearly perfectly here. As Ryan Brooks, look how he, there was the turnover there, but if you see earlier in the replay, he set himself up to take the charge. Lugansdorf recognizing that and has to stop midway through his shot,
which
midway
is just
through
as
his carry.
effective. It's just as effective.
Exactly, and it was impressive defense there by Brooks. Does an excellent job forcing Dort to take an uncomfortable shot. But once you've gotten that rebound, you've got to take care of the basketball.
Yep.
You can't allow them to continue scoring like Giovanni Scott, who's a very good free throw shooter.
Nembhard goes coast to coast. That one no good. It's knocked out of bounds off of AI as Lugansdorf takes a tumble. It's going to be Vaughn ball on the baseline.
And Ryan Brooks almost got away with one and over the back.
Definitely got away with one there.
Yeah. Usually you don't get to hit players that hard when there's no ball involved.
The referees
And
talking for a second. I think they're looking at the shot clock right now. Right now it's at 18, Ryan.
Hantua Makos.
Looks like they're going to leave it there.
Coach Hantua Makos is not impressed.
As he's watching the replay on the jumbo screen, he's not happy with that one. There's a turnover there by Vaughn. Now it's AI ball. Barthélemy slowing things down for this Bears team. Gets it to Lamb. 18 seconds on the shot clock.
And from this point out, Kelsey, they're going to have to play perfect basketball. Simple as that. Can't do that.
Yeah, Lugansdorf, he's just been unstoppable today, Ryan. He makes the bucket look so easy. It looks like he's playing with just children out there with his strength and his ability to kind of just move around defenders. He went by 3 defenders in that play, puts it up and under, gets the foul, and he'll go to the line for the extra.
You can see Latif was caught gambling there, as expecting Dort to go into the paint and into the traffic, but great spin move, great
Nembhard
separation.
to Todd. Todd just short. Giovanni Scott over to Lugansdorf. Dort once again for AI. Great defense there by Todd. Remember, Todd has 4 fouls. They get it over to Giovanni Scott. Scott, the finger roll down the middle of the lane.
And you can see that unorthodox quickness of Giovanni Scott. All it took was 2 steps to go from the 3-point line to a finger roll at the rim. So long and athletic.
Wazir Latif, one of my favorite players on this team, goes up. Beautiful finish off the glass, plus he'll get the foul. That one will go to Kobe Lamb, and it'll send Latif to the line for 1.
Still a couple of gasps of air and fight in Vaughn on this one as their season's on the line here in the quarterfinals. First game of the day for us here in Guelph. Got another 3 games ahead of us. See who's going to be moving on. A big miss there, though.
Latif can't connect from the foul line. Under 2 minutes left to go. Here's Lugan Stort for AI. He's doubled up top. A beautiful pass there. Great precision there by the press, excuse me.
Yeah, great steal there by Nembard.
It's going to be a blocking foul there on Lugan Stort. You can see AI, the coach, just kind of throwing his head back and laughing about it. No shot there. It's going to be AI ball, I think, on the baseline.
I think it's Vaughn ball
on the
baseline.
Should we watch that? That's what I meant. Excuse me. Sorry.
Loses it, and there's the.
Yeah, he didn't actually get the shot up there. So it is.
Yeah.
Oh, they are. They're going for a shot. Excuse me.
Maybe is it a bonus? It's a bonus, I think.
There we go. So we're in bonus now.
Very nice.
Ryan Brooks at the line. Ryan, an 11-point game, 1 minute, 36 seconds left to go.
Well, I think if there's one thing to take away from this, though, just a couple of missed opportunities, another missed free throw there. And if Vaughn had just kind of cleaned up their game a little bit here in the second half, then this one could have been very different. It's 1:30 to go, double-digit lead. It's going to take quite the run at this point for Vaughn to continue their season. But
Ryan Brooks got his 4th foul there. It's sending Giovanni Scott to the line, Ryan. And like you said, 11 points in a minute and 30. It's not impossible, but they'll need a lot.
Absolutely.
Substitution in. Quincy Akposi comes into the game for Ryan Brooks.
They're going to see if they can try and get some shots up, some quick threes, fast transition up and down the floor. Giovanni Scott knocks down the first free throw.
Ryan, if you're AI, at what point, in what time, if this lead continues with the 12-point, 13-point lead, at what time do you sub those reserves in so you can say that you got everyone on the floor, or do you?
I think as there's a shot that goes off there, I think maybe in the next 2 possessions if you score, as Scott.
Giovanni Scott, what a beautiful play there. Really showing his length and athleticism with that finish on the left-hand side.
Yeah, and that's going to be the nail in the coffin. As you can see now,
Wazir Latif.
Tries to go up.
Nice, and Taryn Todd there to clean it up. Another 2 points. JJ Sador is going to sub in for Orangeville Prep.
And there's the sub.
There's still 2 more players that haven't gotten, or 3 more players, excuse me, that haven't gotten on the floor for AI. There's 1 minute and 9 left to go.
Well, I think that's going to be a good opportunity as Dort's going to have his day finished up here. Good decision.
Here's Barthélemy. Over to Lamb. Lamb breaks the press, dribbles right down the middle. Goes for the alley-oop. It's stolen, however, by Vaughn. Nemhart goes up, and it's finished off by Taryn Todd. Taryn Todd has done such a great job in this 4th quarter, Ryan, staying out of foul trouble. Got his 4th foul at the end of the 3rd quarter and has been so good at staying composed and disciplined on D. I thought that might have been a foul there as I was saying.
It was going to be a travel.
It is a traveling call on Kobe Lamb. Lugan Stort coming back into the game, Ryan, for JJ Sador.
Or no, he's going in for Sam
Rounds.
Rounds.
Excuse me, Sam Rounds. So 48 seconds left. I don't know. I question that call to put your star player back in with 48 seconds left when you have potentially 2 more games this weekend and just an opportunity to be hurt.
No, I understand, of course, and that could be the number one thing you could always say. But you know, of course, knock on marble. We don't have that issue here, but also a great defensive effort there by Kobe Lamb with the block on Nembard. We'll see if they can continue that D to close it out here. 43 seconds still left, though. 10-point game.
There's going to be a foul. Yeah, there's going to be a foul there on JJ Sador, an off-ball foul there. JJ Sador saying, "I don't even really know what I did," but it's going to send Thiel into the line for 2 shots because Vaughn is in bonus. 40 seconds left to go. Ryan, a 10-point game.
That's big. That actually is big. 40 seconds. You get to stop the clock, get an opportunity to bring it down to 8. Another stop.
Thielen's a pretty good shooter as well. That
and
one
that's
just
been,
short.
I'm sorry, but that's been their kryptonite. They're going to look back at that stat sheet and look at the free throws and go, what could have been?
At the quarter, Ryan, they were 12 for 21 from the line. I don't have the stats for
Can't
the fourth
accept that.
quarter, but going
Yeah,
into the fourth,
that's-
12 for 21.
You take care of the little things, and
Hey,
you're in this.
it's a very different game if it's 21 for 21. If you look at the score now, J.J. Sador from the corner. There's his first bucket of the game, a big 3 for Sador.
That's a big, big moment there for Sador. He's a very kind of hot, cold kind of shooter, and if he can knock down a shot like that, that's big to close out this game for AI Prep.
The answer almost by Akposi. There's going to be a foul, another foul called. This time it's going to send Taryn Todd to the line.
So
That foul goes against Lugan Stort. Excuse me, Ryan, sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just saying this is going to be the most likely the last 18 seconds of Vaughn's regular season here in the OSBA. But I think a lot of positive steps to take forward from this season. Really hanging in there from wire to wire with the top level teams in this division. A couple of extra wins this year, making it to the playoffs, finishing with the 6th seed. They got nothing to be ashamed of. They had a very strong showing this season, and as there's 15 seconds remaining.
Absolutely. Let's take a few seconds to shout out a few players. Taryn Todd played an incredible season. Ryan Nemhart, we haven't said enough good things about him. Wazir Latif, one of my favorite players. Ryan Brooks, of course, again, one of my absolute favorite players. Jas Senga has had an incredible season with Vaughan Prep. And Ryan, at the end of this game, it's 97-85. Athlete Institute over Vaughan Prep. Ryan, sorry, the winner of this game, of course, AI, will face the winner of the TRC Kings Christian game.
That's right, and just one final good luck to some of the seniors on Vaughan moving forward this year. That would be Kyle Mangru, who's moving on, Jas Sanga, who's moving on, Jimmy Rich out of Brampton, shooting guard, he's going to be moving on as well, and Alex Thielen, who had a number of really impressive matches, or a couple of impressive shots made in this game. He's going to be moving on to his collegiate career next year, so best of luck to all of those players. And, of course, last but not least at all, Luka Andrejic, another player who's going to be moving on to his collegiate career. So best luck to all of those players for their hard work and dedication here in the OSBA.
Thank you, Ryan. 15 minutes until Game 2. Game 2 will be between the Ridley College Tigers and Rise Prep Wolfpack. We'll be back with OSBA action. We'll see you then.
The marathon continues.